What's your advice for people who want to build a six-figure side hustle like yourself?
Work for 20 years, post on Twitter, create a channel for yourself, and then have a high tolerance for pain. Is that it? I mean, look, again, I said this earlier. Everybody's like, oh, Claire did this. This is an incredible amount of work that did not just start a year ago. I have a career, I have a network, I have an audience, I have experience on the product side. I learned to code. I did many failed startups before ChatPRD or before more successful startups. So again, I don't want to undersell how much work has actually gone in to me being able to build a product like ChatPRD. Now, if you want to build one on the side, one, be prepared to commit a lot of time to it. Like, I get up at 5 a.m. I work, I hang out with my kids, I go to work, I come home from work, I hang out with my kids, I work. Like, I'm answering support tickets at night. Like, this is not glamorous. It doesn't just like print money on the side. I use a lot of AI, so that's really nice, but it is a tremendous amount of work. So I think that's one thing to consider. Be able to dedicate the time to pick a problem you actually know something about and is a real problem. It is very hard to build businesses that don't solve real problems. And so many, like side hustle things are like solutions in search of a problem. Like, you actually have to find something that people need, and you need to understand that there has to be a significant enough TAM for that problem that you can get enough users to make the thing worth it. And then the other thing that I think has been really fun is bootstrapping makes you such a good product manager, because you have no excuse when it comes to investing resources, and you are ruthless about not over investing resources and things that aren't worth it. And I think one of the best benefits of something like ChatPRD is it's really kept me quite honest about what product market fit looks like. Product market fit looks like you upgrade your models to O3, and in 13 seconds, somebody messages you and is like, ChatPRD's acting weird. Like, it's weird today. Did you do something? And I think so many PMs, when you work inside a large organization that has so much scaffolding about willing a product to be useful and rarely deprecates things, rarely admits like, we shouldn't have built this, bootstrapping something and keeping yourself really honest about product market fit is a very valuable thing to do. So I don't know if I have any advice other than it's hard, it takes a lot of time, and it makes you a better PM, and I hope it works out for you.
Love it. Yeah, having built-in distribution, I think, is super important. Deeply understanding your problem space, incredibly important. And then, the grind. I mean, most of us, we aren't willing to wake up before our kids and work after we put our kids to bed. That grind element is very important as well. So how is Devon doing with its PR?
He did it. Look at that. We chit-chat for a little bit. Okay. Create a PR. I'll let you know once it's ready for review. It's usually ready for review. It's like usually waits. File already changed the files. So it tends to wait for, the Vercel like pre-flight checks to happen. And so let's check the file. So what I would typically do here is I would look at the code. Yes, if subscription plan is basic, then show this new thing, unlock projects. That all looks delightful. That looks right. And I don't want to write that code, to be perfectly honest. And then what I would tend to do is I would run this locally. Unfortunately, I don't think locally. No, I might have a basic. I don't think I have a basic plan locally, easy, logged in. But I would check this locally, and I would go look at projects. Maybe the easiest thing to show locally is that banner no longer exists. Fingers crossed. So I would turn this. Oh, I'm not even in the right branch. That's going to be a problem. So I would go to Devon's branch. I would pull it up locally. I would confirm that it has done perfect and unassailable high quality engineering work. I would check a couple edge cases, and then I would approve the PR, and we would ship it, and it would be live. And I can do this. I tend to do this, just finding you. I tend to do at least one of these around 5:45 in the morning every day. So whether it's like, hey, Devon, I noticed something weird, or there's this bug reported overnight, or whatever, I tend to, okay, so that banner is now gone, which is what we wanted on my team's account, which is what I need. And we'll have to go check, let's see if I have what does ChatPRD test 2 subscribe to? Who knows? But I would go test another thing, and we would check that all this works. So that's how you build stuff. with AI.
So the QA is pretty important, and then you can ship it.
Yeah, QA, and again, like read the code. So I do a lot of like looking at the code. Would I do it this way? Does this make sense? Do I like the library that the AI chose? But yeah, I tend to do QA. It's hard to get Devon to do QA because it's really hard to keep Devon's environment easy. It's like working with an engineer who can write code but somehow can't use computers. So the QA piece I haven't quite figured out. It's a little bit of like user error and agent error. So we've mutually just accepted that Devon writes code, I QA and review code, and it's a nice relationship. But yeah, that's how we do it. A little simple example, but you can see if you're on your phone at the playground watching your kids, I'm not going to pull up VS Code and like write HTML. That sounds boring. So this is part of how I get stuff done.
And that is where I wanted to end. I feel like you have a different day than us. You don't have the 24-hour day that we have. You unpacked it a teeny bit where you're working when they're asleep. So it sounds like you're trading off sleep a little bit.
No, I'm actually not working when they're asleep. So this is what's so funny. You take a 24-hour day, you sleep 8 hours a day, which I really try to sleep 8 hours a day. 16 hours in your day. I would say like dedicated to work and like the pick up and drop off and all that is you 10 hours off that. So then you have 6 hours a day that are like yours to do. And even if you, admittedly like me, like waste away 90 minutes of those 6 hours scrolling scrolling X, you still have like 4.5 hours in your day. And that's, and the things that I prioritize in those 4.5 hours in a day are my kids and my husband. And so I take them to school and pick them up almost every day. We do homework every night. We eat dinner at home. I'm not actually on my computer after the kids go to bed unless it is an emergency because I want to spend time with my husband. So we watch like a little TV and hang out, and lights out by 9:45, but I get up real early. I get stuff done before the kids are up. And then I work the weekends. So I was thinking about it this weekend. I work 7 days a week. Like truly, I work 7+ days a week. So not just on ChatPRD, I have to check in on LaunchDarkly stuff. Like no executive does not have to do that. I work 7 days a week. So I just think people don't hear what it actually takes to have a side hustle. And it takes prioritizing time and effort to get stuff done and like how you spend those hours. And I'm not saying everybody wants to spend those hours like I do. I find this very fun. It's intellectually fulfilling. It's interesting. My kids hang out with me. They love it. My 7-year-old yesterday said high risk, high reward. I was like, dude, we are hanging out way too much. You have too much time with me if you're saying high risk, high reward. And so, I just love it. It's fun. It fills me, but I spend time on it. But it definitely comes after I spend time on the things that I love the most, which are my kiddos and my family.
I think loving it is important if you're going to be working on it on the weekends. And so that is a critical thing for anyone listening.
Yeah, it's got to be fun. It's so fun. So fun to me. It's just such a delight. But so is my work at LaunchDarkly. I love my job. I think I'm real good at it. And ChatPRD is a LaunchDarkly customer, and LaunchDarkly uses ChatPRD for product work. I think building things is the most fun job in the world. I say this every time. When you go back to like that slide is scary, I think that slide is play for pay. That slide is like making friends and being creative and playing games and competing for like San Francisco tech dollars. Like I have the top 0.1% of jobs in the whole world. I get to sit in my house and type into a laptop and make magic internet and do it with incredibly smart people. Like I just think if you take a step back and you think about the gratitude that we can even have these creative jobs, I just come to my work with an immense sense of gratitude. I come to my work with an immense sense of appreciation for what I get to do. And when you have that mindset, it just really doesn't feel like work.
Well, if you're not excited after that, I don't know what's going to excite you and get you motivated to work on stuff you love. If people want to find you online, where can they do that?
Yeah, so I am on X at Clairvaux, and you can also hit us up at ChatPRD at hello@ChatPRD. And then, of course, I am at LaunchDarkly as well. So if you're a software engineering team, hit me up at the old LaunchDarkly website.
Amazing. Claire, thank you so much.
Well, thanks. This was super fun.